Hello, good evening, this is Diecast Loon. I hope you're all doing well, and yes, I'm back. I've been away for 5 days or so. I've not been actually away anywhere, I've just been away from YouTube. I've just not had a chance to do anything. I've been quite busy, and also I've not been feeling it, to be honest. I've not been feeling wanted to make videos. No particular reason for it, a bit of diecast block, I suppose. And anyway, I'm back now and I'm feeling great, and I'm going to get back in straight in with some vintage pieces. So I've got a vintage piece that I found at Flea Market day before yesterday, and I've also got a mail call, and I'll show more of what I've acquired when I've done the unboxing. So anyway, we are going to be taking a quick look at this Matchbox Lotus Super 7. So I've always fancied one of these, but every time I've found one out in the wild, and these do come up, these are quite a common casting, they've always got something wrong with them. And this one, the box is there, but it's not the best, but at least it is there. And we'll take a look at the car in a minute. So anyway, I was out and about in my local city of Truro, nearest to me, my local city I should say, and they've got a decent size indoor market called Par Market, flea market, whatever you want to call it, but it is a fairly decent sized flea market. And there's a little stall there that I have been to before, and they've always got quite an array of vintage diecast. I should have filmed it. I will film it the next time I go there, but it was really busy and I was in a bit of a rush. But I did get this, and I got it for a steal. It was £10. So let's take a look at the car. Like I said, the box isn't the best, but at least it does have its box. So here is the car. Here is the Lotus Super 7. And most time when you see these, they've either got the windscreen's gone, because the windscreen is, as you can see, they're all like this. They are quite flimsy. Some are stiffer than others, and some are just like this one, but they're usually always gone. The stickers have usually gone, but this one is in really nice condition, as you can see. So this one is from, actual fact, I've forgotten when this one came out, if I'm completely honest. So where are we to? 71 copyright, so sort of about 73, 74 this probably is. But it's in pretty nice condition for something of that age. Got a few little chips at the front, but this doesn't look like it's ever been played with. It still feels quite crisp and sort of new feeling, the freshness. You can feel the freshness in the suspension is what I meant. But that there is probably just from all the years it's been in and out of the box, when people have either looked at it. And like I said, them boxes, they don't really protect it. They do get bashed about. But anyway, very cool. Like I said, £10, great piece. I'd have paid £10 for this without a box. And like I said before, this isn't the most, rare casting to find. Like I said, this is the first time I've found one in the wild, not on eBay, or not on eBay, in other words, in such good condition. Like I said, they usually have this glass missing. But like I said, usually with this, if it had a mint box, you're looking at paying about 20, possibly 22 to 25 pounds. So like I said, they're not the most expensive vintage Matchbox piece either, but it's still a very cool piece. So that is the Lotus Super 7. So very cool. So that was the piece I picked up the other day when I was out and about. I'm just moving my arm out of the way. And the next piece concerns this rather cool car. So let's just put that down a little bit. So I got this from a car boot sale, or I don't know, a couple of years ago now. And I got it for a steal. It was £5. And it is pretty much, I don't want to, it is near mint. It's near mint. Again, this has no box with it. It was just in a box, in a random box, a plastic box of other cars ranging from a couple of pounds to £5. And I was amazed that the guy, when he goes to different places to sell his vintage diecast at different markets, this car had survived so well being rattled about. I did nothing to this car. This is literally how I got it. It is really, I think if I remember rightly, I might have cleaned the interior with a little brush just to get a bit of dust out, but the car is pretty much as is. So I've managed to get a box for it. So that is what we're going to be taking a look at, is the box for this car. So if you go online, you can pick up boxes for these cars for about £5 to £6 for a sort of average condition box. So I took a chance and bought, and I only bought this yesterday, so obviously it's got my address on the other side, but I only bought this yesterday morning and it was here by this afternoon. So when I got home from work, there it was. So I bought a Reproduction box and I paid £3.50 for the Reproduction box, and the shipping was included. And it came with, if I zoom out a little bit, it came with this sort of original advertisement, which is pretty cool. Or it's not an original advertisement, it's a reprint of a copy of the original advertisement. So that was sort of chucked in for free. So we'll just move that to one side a sec. And then here is the Reproduction box, all flat packed like they would have been back in the day. And obviously to the trained eye, you would notice that it isn't the real deal. But for someone like me that has a lot of loose cars, this is a great way. And he does pretty much every box you can think of. So all you do is you just squeeze it that way. Squeeze it that way, and then you just fold that flap and that flap in. And it's made pretty well, so it's not just printed off, that makes sense. So it all pushes together. Bear with me. Just trying to, is it going to, there we go. So it all pushes together fairly well. And then the car will just pop in here like that. And then shut those flaps up, bend that flap. And it should, with a little bit of jiggery pokery, and there we go. It now has a box, and I'm not overly bothered that it's not an original box. It's just, like I said, I will show eventually where I store all my vintage pieces, and I'm trying to get all the pieces, because I've got many vintage pieces. Most probably, I don't know, 3,500 cars in my collection in total of cars. That's including modern pieces. I must have at least 1,000 of those, out of the, maybe more, like 1,500 of those pieces are vintage. I've got quite the collection of vintage pieces, and 90% of my vintage pieces are either mint or very near mint, in very good condition. So I do like to find original boxes, and if I find an original box at a good price, I will pick it up. But quite often than not, an original box will cost more than the actual model cars, because there's a lot of people out there that collect the box variations. They're not bothered too much about the car. But like I said, this is awesome, because now this car is safe and it can go with the other box cars. And like I said, it doesn't bother me that it's not an original, because like I said, it's only to the trained eye that you will realise it's not an original. And mainly because the colour isn't as vibrant, but I didn't pay a lot for it. So I thought that was pretty cool to show. This is probably the next one that I'm going to order off the guy. So I paid £2 for this. I have shown, well, I've shown all these castings tonight. The ones that I'm showing now I've shown before. But I paid £2 for this. And this is in beautiful condition. I couldn't believe it when I found it in this condition, because these fetch boxed about £45. So I was really happy to find this for two. So now I'm going to get myself a Reproduction box for this one, and then I will get a Reproduction box for this one. And all these bits I'm showing now, so this one, and the Greyhound coach, all came from the same chap that I used to go to after work on a Saturday afternoon. And again, this was another one for £2. These were in the £2 section because, well, I don't know why they're in the £2 section, to be perfectly honest, because again, they are virtually mint. It has its back piece, which is quite rare. This is the plain wheel version, so this is from about 1968, something like that. 1969, 1960 I would say, because then I think 1969 they did bring out the super vast wheel variation of this, and then that was out for a year and it was gone pretty much by 1970. So for all these cars, and I have scores of cars in this condition, I am going to start possibly picking up some boxes like this one. So anyway, that is tonight's video. And like I said, I'm back now. I will be back on Monday for vintage diecast Monday episode. Like I said, I didn't do anything this week. I haven't done a video since last weekend because I just wanted a break. I wasn't feeling it. I think a lot of it's just wear and tear from being busy all the time, and that's the way it goes. But anyway, with that, please like, share, subscribe, stay tuned for more vintage diecast episodes, vintage diecast restorations, resto mods is something I'm going to be doing a bit more of soon, community challenge videos and all that good stuff to come with that. I'll see you all very soon. Thanks for watching. Take care.